time I roll through LA, Hollywood, San Diego, Oceanside, I get nothing but love from the people. I tell you this to tell you Cali like a second home to me. I always have a party.
Welcome, gentlemen, to episode number 6 of the Monkman. I cannot believe we are moving along so quickly in this series. I'm thrilled to be here today. I just got done listening to some music to pump me up, get me in a good mood before coming on the show so that I could express my enthusiasm through the show today for you guys. But listen, today's topic is a big, extensive topic, but we're going to condense it down so that everybody can digest it. And I wanted to maybe express my feelings as to what it means to me, but I know that everybody out there has got their own flavors and opinions. So what does MGTOW mean? Not in the literal sense of the terminology, but what does it mean as a lifestyle, as a movement, as a way of, life and thinking of your future and even your present as a male in today's society. So that's a heavy topic, a lot of different angles and discussions to talk about in that, but for time we're going to try to keep this so it doesn't run like 45 minutes. So if I was sitting here yesterday and I was thinking about this and I thought, this would be a great show to do. What does it mean to me? What does it actually mean to me? Well, this is what it means to me. It means that I, as a masculine man, have made the individual decision to not only go my own way, but to not allow society to tell me what I am required to do. I've made the decision to be my own man, to steer my own future and destiny, and to be mindful of the present and the dangers surrounding being a masculine man in today's society. It encompasses all of that for me. Now, if you break each one of those down, there's a whole lot more you can get into on each one. The biggest thing to me is that it has finally given us a united platform for many of us that have been expressing this feeling and, opinions and lifestyle for a long time. We didn't actually have something to glue us all together, so to speak. MGTOW has finally given a title to that and finally given something for all of us to connect on. One of the things that I see, and I'm going to say this is probably the red pill ragers that are doing this. They're not to monk status or a status where they feel comfortable with themselves yet. They still have work to do. We all have work to do, but they're still further down the line than the monks out there, the fellow monks. One of the things that these men do, and a lot of times they're young men as well, is that they red pill rage on other men in the MGTOW movement, and they basically force feed them what they believe MGTOW is supposed to define and mean. Now, to me, that contradicts everything within the terminology itself. Men going their own way. I mean, I don't know how that can be any more self-explanatory, but when you have red pill ragers that want to find other men, you have to do this and you have to do that, and you you can't, you can no longer talk to women, and you have to ignore, society on every level, whatever it is, right? These men have a hard-on rage, and I'm sure it's personal experiences that have got them there. But they're trying to, overshadow what the movement, in my mind, means, and that is we're each entitled to our direction and our, opinion and feelings as to what the meaning of MGTOW actually is. So for me, it's been great because I've gotten to meet so many other great guys out there that share a lot of the same, feelings, direction in life, and it helps to reinforce that you're not alone out there. I like the camaraderie. That's one of the big keys for me. So, that right there has been a huge pickup as a positive. I also like, sometimes even I don't have the answers. I need advice. And most of the time you can lay it out in the groups and the forums, and most men will give you solid advice. Sometimes you get the occasional dickhead that, you're not a real MGTOW, or you're a dumbass because you did this or that. Well, the thing is, we're each entitled to our own direction, and that's not always going to jive with everybody else exactly. So, men need to take a step back if you're red pill raging, and you need to reassess where you're at in the MGTOW journey. Because at the end of the day, it's your direction, but you can't impose that philosophy on everybody else in the movement, because everybody's simply individual, and we're going to have our own specifics and direction. Beyond the camaraderie, beyond the the advice that I've gotten, I've also been able to give advice and steer some young men in the right directions. A lot of us, the only way we learn, unfortunately, is to make the hard mistakes ourselves. But today, that's just too damn costly for young men. We're not talking about something where, you go your own direction and you make a small mistake and it costs you, a couple $100 and a week of your time or something. We're talking about you make the type of fatal mistakes with women where they entrap you in a pregnancy or a marriage, and you're talking about total collapse and financial ruin for the rest of your life in some aspect. I mean, this is not a game. This is not a game, gentlemen. These women, they're out to wreck men's shit. Straight up. So if we can give advice to these younger men, or give them direction and tools, as I've said in some of the other episodes, hopefully at least part of them don't have to learn the hard way, and they will listen to the advice, and they will make adjustments in their personal life. I'm not here to say that every man has to go without a woman, because at the end of the day, that's not going to happen. And at the end of the day, the species would, discontinue life on this planet. We have to obviously have people that want to have kids. If you want to be with a woman and you want to have kids and take that risk, that's great. That's great. That's all on you. But for the other men out there that need direction and don't want to be absolutely destroyed by a woman, they need the tools and the experience of the older generations that have already gone through this shit and come out the other end. Some of them have survived, some of them haven't survived, some have thrived, some have been absolutely destroyed. But we all have advice that we can share with you. That's been a big key too. I've been enjoying being able to share advice with younger men and mentor a few of them. So I would say for me that the advice that I've given, the advice that I get, the camaraderie and connection, and just simply the philosophy that men today have the power and the ability. We just need to take it back from society and from the feminists and women. We have the power today to run our own life in our own direction without being told what to do. Let me know what you think it means to you. I know I barely tipped the iceberg on that, and we'll discuss this more in some future episodes. I thought it'd be a great topic for today to at least kind of hit some talking points, but let's talk about this again in another episode. For now, comment, sub to the channel if you like what I'm doing, and let me know your thoughts. What does MGTOW mean to you? What does it stand for? What is the philosophy? What has it done to help you? What do you not like about it? Share it in the comments, and I will see you guys on the next episode of The Monkman.
Stop it, but they won't recognize her. This is classic like Phantom of the Opera. That's right. All my mind says fucking you coppers. You may try, but no, you can't stop us. I said, hey, no, you can't stop us. Stop us.